The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
People of the internet, I'm here with your weekly Impact Wrestling review, and let's talk about the new Impact logo. Why is there an owl there? It's so random. There's an owl in the middle of the word Impact. I get that the owl belongs with Anthem's logo, but this is Impact Wrestling. Since when did we have an owl there? We go back to a couple of good years ago. It's not like we had a panda in the middle of the TNA logo. So why have we got an owl? I have to be brutally honest and say how I feel because I'm an honest person and I give my opinion. The logo seems like somebody made it on word art. Like, isn't that so 2006? It doesn't go with TNA's brand image. It just doesn't. No. The logo is very important. The logo has to be unique and striking, and you want people to turn their heads around twice. Anthem should have just waited until the next tapings to create a new logo. Felt like it was rushed. It was made overnight. I want Impact Wrestling to be about Impact Wrestling, and I don't constantly want to be reminded of Anthem. If you look all over the ring, it says Anthem blah 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 blah. It's just Anthem this, Anthem that. Can we just stick with Impact Wrestling, please? Either way, it's better than someone else purchasing the company and completely just rebranding Impact Wrestling into something else. But Impact this week kicks off with the Broken Hardys backstage cutting a promo on the Wolves and Brother Nero. Howling though. The thing I just love about the Broken Hardys is that they always give us something new. There's always something you can get from their promos or their segments that is just completely hilarious. EC3 comes out. He's annoyed that Davey Richards costed him the match. He calls out the Wolves. Lashley comes out. And some guy was like booing the life out of Lashley, and Lashley was like, shut up. And then everyone started to go crazy. I wish Lashley went like old school over here and like got in the guy's face. I mean, come on, Lashley. You are just so intimidating. If you just got in his face, I feel like everyone in the Impact Zone kind of catched him off guard. I don't think he was expecting to be booed like that. If he just played off the crowd's chants, I think it would have helped him in terms of coming out every week and actually getting a reaction. Lashley challenges EC3 to a last man standing match. They get into a brawl, and then the match finally starts. It's a very interesting match to see. Lashley again got involved with the crowd. I think he like knocked off somebody's cap. That was a good, yeah, I liked what you did there, Lashley. Of course, this being a last man standing match, it did go on for a while. Both EC3 and Lashley went through the table, and Lashley won. Then we see Eli Drake backstage making a crew guy read a speech, and then just beating the living life out of him. So, Eli Drake. Then we see Spud in a very flamboyant suit, like we haven't seen that before. Gotta say, I was disappointed with this, only because I think he was doing a great job finally being the heel Spud that he is. Finally getting into that Rockstar Spud gimmick. And I think they just could have done so much with that until they kind of pushed him back and put him into some kind of suit gimmick again. We have a very feminized and over-exaggerated version of Aron Rex. This Aron Rex was a bit eccentric, to say the least. He's wearing a fur coat. I hope it's faux Aron, and he's got multiple rings on, and he's even got a bit of makeup on. And then randomly Robbie E comes out, and he kind of has a problem with Aron Rex. He says, we all want to know, what is that in the ring? He said something along those lines, and I feel like you have to be very careful because it comes across as Robbie E and the entire Zone of the Impact are kind of belittling Aron Rex's choice of expression, and that's a very sensitive subject in the real world, so I just feel like it could probably offend a few people, and it's probably a very sensitive thing, so I don't know. Gotta be careful, TNA. Spud and Aron start to attack Robbie E. This was just pretty random. Like, Robbie E, like, I'm not really feeling it. He just randomly put himself into this, and I'm not really gonna be interested if this is gonna be an actual feud. I'm sorry, but I can't get into it. I love Aron Rex's character. I feel like it's very bold. I can't take Robbie E seriously because we're so used to his bro man character. Then we see DCC backstage, and I feel like they have finally introduced themselves to us. Like, we finally got the meaning of DCC, and that is Death Crew Council. I'm gonna find that difficult to say. I keep saying Death City Council. I don't know where I just made that up, but yeah. All three of them spoke for a few seconds, and we kind of got an understanding of how they were always told how to sound or act and behave, and this is why they have formed this group. I still don't fully understand the purpose of DCC. Don't get me wrong, I think the whole gimmick is pretty badass, but I just don't get the understanding of why is James Storm doing what he's doing. Bram referred to the Decay. Finally, we're acting like that actually happened, because for a while I thought we just totally forgot that existed. We also see Ali and Maria backstage. Maria gives Ali her fur jacket, and Ali's like, Miss Maria, you know I'm vegan, I can't hold this. So I like the way she incorporates her veganism into segments like this. I feel like she's really trying to spread awareness, and I like that. I like seeing that. Then we have Decay versus DCC, and I don't know about you, but I was really pumped for this. I mean, really pumped for this. But when I say Decay versus DCC, it was pretty much Abyss and Crazy Steve against Eddie Kingston and Bram. This match didn't really last. They all ended up in a brawl, and then they went backstage. TNA have been hyping us for a return of a former Knockouts champion. I was expecting it to be Angelina Love, but it was Brooke. We saw a video of her interview with Mackenzie Mitchell, and she kind of explained how she's back with TNA now, and she's going to be a full-time Knockout, and I'm really excited to see her. Mike versus Braxton. Now, after seeing last week's match between Moose and Mike, I was expecting some good wrestling. I was expecting something, but it was an okay match. I like the pile driver by Mike. Mike was going to go for a second pile driver. Ali comes out. And then somehow Braxton reverses a move and gets a pin on Mike. And I just love how we literally have like two wrestling couples, and I think that's just too cute. Then we have the Knockouts champion, Rosemary. Girl is a heel, and she still gets those Rosemary chants, and I absolutely think that's so cool. Rosemary challenges Jade to a Monsters Ball match. Now, I've said this before, not on any of these reviews, but I've said how we need to see a female Monsters Ball match, because I know that's going to be so freaking cool. And here we have it. We're going to see one next week. I think Jade is a phenomenal wrestler, but on the mic, I don't really gravitate towards her. I don't really enjoy listening to her. I don't hear a personality when she speaks. And all you guys who support female wrestling, you're awesome. Main event time, and the tag team titles are on the line, and I just dropped a rhyme. I love my rhymes. I love them. I should be a rapper. I know, right? Drake, you got nothing on me. I'm coming for you. Is he even a rapper? I don't know. The Broken Hardys put their tag team titles on the line against the Wolves. Great to see Davey back in the ring. Of course, the Wolves weren't gonna become the new tag team champions. Come on now. The Hardys won. Davey seems a bit heated up now because he lost. We kind of saw some tension between Eddie and Davey. Well, from Davey anyway. So I'm hoping they push this, and hopefully we can see a Davey and Eddie feud, because that's what I want to see. Also, where's the X Division at? Why have we heard nothing from DJZ? The X Division is a very important part of TNA. Why is it not the focal point of the show? Please. Overall, it was an okay show. I still want to see some feuds develop, and I want to see some new feuds, and I'm really excited for Brooke to return. And I'm really pumped to see this Monsters Ball match, and I hope next week we can see some X Division action. I want to see Marche Rocket, and I've heard a lot of surprise returns from these tapings, so I'm excited to see the next few episodes. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know your thoughts of this week's TNA show. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next week in another TNA Impact Wrestling review.